Hey guys. Mary Denino wanted to ask what are some easy ways to ground yourself just in the day to day? And so, the first thing I would say in response to that is we want to ground ourselves spiritually every day. What do I mean by ground ourselves spiritually? I mean that we want to make sure that we're consciously taking time to connect to, remember, and honor our divinity or connect with the higher power, the God of our understanding, every single day to reinforce our own divinity, to reinforce the idea that we are part of that great spirit, that we are part of the divine. And so that can be as simple as getting quiet and simply contemplating that. That can be prayer. That can be any sort of meditation that allows you to connect um, with energy or consciousness beyond your physical framework. So, grounding yourself spiritually every day is important. But grounding in a bigger, broader sense, in the day to day materialistic sense, is just as important. We are electromagnetic beings by nature, and when we are not grounded, we may feel spacey, we may not be fully present, we may not be mindful. Um, we tend to kind of glitch out a little bit if we're scattered and not fully centered. And so there's several different things that you can do. I think sometimes when you talk about grounding, people get very new agey with the idea of visualizing your feet becoming roots and going down into the earth. And if you are in a situation where you are in a heightened state or you are recognizing the fact that you're not particularly grounded, that can be fine. That can be totally okay. Um, but we also need to live groundedly. And that means our focus being on the present, our focus being on the physical, our focus being on the material and the tasks at hand, because we can't live in the ethers all the time. We may not be of the world, but we are in the world. That's part of the lesson, that's part of the journey. So sometimes just stopping, if we're in one of those ungrounded states, and just taking a breath, being aware of the breath moving in and out of the body, can bring us to the present. Looking around our environment and naming things that we see can help anchor us to the present. Focusing on the bottoms of our feet, focusing on the sensations of our skin, the textures of the material that rest upon them, can be grounding and anchor our awareness in the present. One of the easiest things that we can do is move the body. The more that we become aware of the body, whether that's stretching, jogging, exercise, can anchor us in the present as well, but that also means focusing on the tasks at hand. That means that we are able to be present and aware of what's going on around us without our mind dwelling on the past, um, or our emotions dwelling on the past, our mind dwelling on the future. That instead of constantly being in the clouds, and if you are one of those people, that's normal. Some people are more dreamy, more ethereal than others. Um, but just do something very earthy. Do something very practical. You know, do the dishes, vacuum, um, go for a walk, dust the cobwebs. You know, part of when people ask this, it's usually people who are very spiritual or metaphysical, and they spend so much time focused on that. And so anything that's really just going to pull your focus away from that and onto mundane things is going to be grounding. Another thing that you can do is we have meridian points through here under the cheekbones that are um, connected to stomach meridian. That can those connect directly to the earth. So we can tap these points as well as using breath work. Can be a really good sort of spiritual tool to kind of help anchor us and really bring us to the present. But it really is just a matter of disciplining the mind and recognizing when we are ungrounded and then stopping to kind of recenter back on the present.